Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Insta-famous Metacine Instafacial collection. It's the pricey two-step luxury skincare system you've probably seen all over Instagram, and it's formulated by celebrity Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Diamond. And the idea of the Metacine Instafacial collection was to really mimic the Diamond Instafacial he does on his celebrity clients, which features a series of lasers and PRP microneedling, which obviously you can't do at home, but the ingredients in this are really designed to mimic that, and I will get to that. So Metacine's ingredients really intrigue me because they're really designed to mimic your own cells signaling molecules. So that was a mouthful. And that's what generates collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. But does it work? So the idea of using the plasma and the emulsion together is to really mimic the results he gets from the Instafacial he does in his clinic. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly the same. It's not lasers, it's not microneedling, but it's about as good as we're going to get at home. So the plasma actually has human growth factors. Don't be put off with that. It's not a weird thing. They're really effective. And then the Metacine emulsion is basically what they call laser in a bottle. It has a bioactive retinoid, so you can use it even in the summer, like you can't a lot of retinoids. That's one of the reasons you're only using it at night, and then you will use your SPF still in the day. So it's really designed to be a synergistic system that helps to rejuvenate the skin. So it's a lot to fork out for skincare, especially for two things. So I really want to share with you some of the science. I'm not a scientist. Some of the science, obviously you can read a lot of it online, how it works, how to use it, because I definitely made a mistake the first month I used it and got through a bottle of this in 3 weeks. That was an expensive mistake. Don't do that. So I'll show you how to save money on that as well. And then my before and after results. Obviously everyone's results are slightly different. You also do have to be very consistent with it. And then whether I think it's worth it or not, whether you're used to spending this amount of money or are considering spending a bit more or a lot more. Okay, so let's go back to the tech about this because they put a lot of thought and consideration into these high-tech ingredients. So there are 31 bioactive ingredients between the plasma and the emulsion that are really designed to rejuvenate the skin, as well as support collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid production to visibly smooth, lift, and firm for a tighter, more youthful appearance with clinical results. I'll put a link to their website and their clinical results in the description below. So let's start with the plasma, which you use in both your morning and evening skincare routine. So the plasma mimics what's used in Dr. Diamond's Instafacial. It has 5 bioengineered, bioidentical human growth factors. I'm not going to go into human growth factors. You can do your own research on that, but that's why it's so super potent. So the Metacine Plasma is designed to stimulate the effect of platelet-rich plasma to really help with your skin's rejuvenation by turning on the production of elastin, collagen, and hyaluronic acid. It also has potent anti-inflammatory peptides, which are supposed to help your Botox last longer. Now, I cannot speak to those effects because, as you can see, I don't have Botox. Now, whether it does or doesn't, I don't know, but that's what they claim. So if you're trying this, definitely take your before and afters and see what it does for you. Because one of the things I always recommend with new products or old products, but definitely when you're trying something new and when you're spending this amount of money, is to do those before and after pictures and videos. Definitely the videos as well, because our face moves very differently when we're looking like this and you look like you have no wrinkles or very few, to moving and smiling in different angles, different lighting. So take those before and after pictures and videos because it's very hard to track progress day to day. It's not a miracle cure in a bottle, so you're not necessarily going to notice it the next day. But if you look at day 1 and then day 30 or even 3 months later, that's when you should be seeing results if you don't scrap the plan to change to something else. So it's very, very important to track your progress. The other thing Metacine say about their plasma is it can be used to replace your vitamin C serum. Now, I don't normally use a vitamin C serum. I don't have a lot of hyperpigmentation. I self-tan a lot, so it's not something I normally use. But if you're looking to reduce the products, streamline what you're using every day, whether that's for time, whether it's for traveling, it can really help to reduce the amount of products you're using, which kind of helps to justify the price tag a bit. I'll get to more of that later. So then the second step in the Metacine Instafacial collection is going to be the Emulsion Retinoid Night Cream. Now, when I say retinoid, don't freak out and think it's only for the winter or it can't be used on sensitive skin. It's not that. This is basically their laser in a bottle. It helps to exfoliate skin with their gentle retinoid. It's a direct acting, non-irritating bioactive night cream. So you can use it all year round. You can use it in the summer. summer. You can use it even on sensitive skin. I've never had any issues using it. If you're scared about having any sensitivity or reaction to it, you could always do a spot test, maybe on a bit of your chin or somewhere it's not necessarily so noticeable. Sleep in it overnight and see how you are the next day before using it over your entire face. But I have not had any issues with it. It also has potent peptides, lipopeptides, a human identical growth factor, niacinamide, and a 4 molecular weight hyaluronic acid complex. And they all work together to accelerate cell renewal, supporting collagen, elastic, and hyaluronic acid production while hydrating and maintaining your skin's barrier. And the emulsion really helps to make the plasma work more effectively by what they call molecular synergy to really help rejuvenate the skin. So this whole system is about skin rejuvenation. Okay, so how do you use Metacine Instafacial collection? So the plasma you're going to use twice a day. So in the morning, you're only going to use the Metacine Plasma Growth Factor Serum. In the evening, you'll use this plus the emulsion. So it's dead easy to use. I tend to always shake it. Now, don't do what I did the first time. I was using a full pipette. I was kind of doing, don't copy the Instagram models either, where it's all dripping down their face. If you do that, you'll get through this in about 3 weeks or less, and then you'll have tons of emulsion left because you're only using the emulsion in the evening. You only need to use 3 to 5 drops of this. I don't think more is more. And at this price, definitely go easy. And what I tend to do is just do a dropper on my forehead, or a drop, and there. And I might put a little bit more on. And then I'm just going to massage it all in. Now they say this can be a replacement for everything and you just follow with your SPF. But I don't know, I live in the desert, my skin's quite dry. I really press it in to make sure it's fully absorbed, and I also let it dry down for a few minutes before continuing my skincare routine, just because I feel like I don't want to dilute the product at all. So I'll do this, and then, like I said, because it's dry where I live, I will follow with my eye cream and SPF. And I go between different SPFs. I either have the glow screen if I want a more kind of glowy look, if I'm doing a full face of makeup, because it works as a primer as well. It is a chemical sunscreen. And then I also have this one, which is the OS01 Shield. It's tinted, and this is a mineral sunscreen. So I'll put them both below because it's always a hot topic on which is better, and I don't really have a preference. I just make sure I use my SPF. So that is it for my morning Metacine skincare routine. And then in the evening, you're going to repeat the plasma and then follow it immediately with the emulsion. Just 1 to 2 pumps, spread that all over your skin, get a really good coverage and make sure it's fully absorbed. That is it for the evening. That's all you need to do. Optionally, if you feel like you have particularly dry skin, you could use a night cream or a night oil or eye cream, but I feel like you have to have really dry skin to warrant that. So you can use the Instafacial Medicine collection for special occasions. If you do that, allow yourselves 2 to 3 months of use for it. They don't really recommend doing that because they say it takes 8 weeks to see results, and then it really takes 3 months to get the best results out of it. So hedge around with it if you want to use this as something that's full time for your skincare, or if you're using it just for a special event, maybe a lead up to your wedding or something, give yourself 2 to 3 months to really get the most out of it. Price wise, there is no getting around that this is expensive. I've never seen it go on sale. So it really comes down to a few things. One, how much do you normally spend on skincare? For some of you, it might be your normal amount you spend on your skincare or just a drop in the ocean. For others of us, it's a giant chunk of change. So the other thing is, like, what results are you actually seeing with it? Are you seeing results enough to warrant how much it costs? Now, for me, it hasn't been something that I've had anyone comment on my skin with, like, oh my gosh, what have you been doing with your skin? To be fair, it's normally quite a lot because I'm always trying new things for you and for myself. But I feel like when I'm looking at my before and afters, I'm definitely seeing results. I just honestly don't know if I could personally say with my budget that I would spend this amount on skincare every single month. For me, that's a lot to spend, not necessarily within my budget. But if I was doing it for a special event, maybe a red carpet, maybe I'm filming something, maybe a vow renewal, then I would definitely consider doing it for 2 to 3 months. But that's just me with my lifestyle, my budget, and the results I'm seeing. So I just think when people say a thing's worth it or not, it's so personal because there are so many things that factor into that. So besides results, if you're on the fence of whether to get it or not, how do you justify the cost, or can you justify the cost? So like I said, one of my reasonings for it was, how much do you normally spend? If you're a drugstore person, I'm not going to tell you to rush out and buy this. However, it does have really powerful ingredients you're probably not going to find anywhere else, but you can make your products last longer. When I first started doing this, I was taking a full pipette, putting it in my hands and putting that all over my face. Do not do that. That is what not to do. And I think it's because sometimes we're looking at the pictures on there and you've got the models and they're like this and they're dropping the whole thing on. But people don't know that from a picture. If I was just looking at that as an outsider, I might think I was using a full pipette. So don't do that. Instead, put 3 to 5 drops in your hand, do that, or put it on. I don't do that either because I feel like I'm wasting product. I will put 1 drop in my forehead, 1 drop either cheek, sometimes a little bit more, and then make sure I have enough to cover my entire face. That's it. 3 to 5 drops. That will last you at least a month. Otherwise, you're going to get through it so quickly and it's so expensive. And the same with the emulsion, 1 to 2 pumps. Most of the time, I'll start with 1 pump, see if it covers my face. If it doesn't or my face feels dry, I'll use those 2 pumps. The other way Metacine justifies the price tag is saying it declutters and you can minimize the amount of other products you're using, whether that's your vitamin C serum, serums, eye creams, day creams, night oils, you name it, they say it can replace it. So you can start to play around with it, see how it affects your skin over time, change it around with it. I'm never locked into my skincare. I don't use night oil every night. I use it when I feel dry. Eye cream I use all the time because that's my worst area. I have really bad wrinkles under my eyes. So you do you. Figure out what you need and what you don't need in your skincare system. So the only thing this doesn't replace is your sunscreen. You do still need a sunscreen and use it diligently because remember this is a retinoid. The other justification Metacine are giving for this luxury skincare system is its effectiveness. They're saying in their clinical trials after 4 weeks, 91% of people saw results. And that's a huge amount of people and a fairly small amount of time. So what are the results you can expect from a Metacine Instafacial collection? Well, these are my before and afters from using Metacine. Now, it is not a miracle in a bottle. It's not Botox, it's not lasers, it's not microneedling. It is what I think a really good powerhouse of effective ingredients, but with a price tag to match. So while I'm not seeing groundbreaking results, the results are definitely there and there are improvements. So one of the biggest changes, and I think the first change that I saw using the Metacine, was the pore size, especially around my nose. They really shrunk and looked totally minimized. The second thing I noticed was it was in patches, not the whole thing, was smoother, kind of more refined skin texture on my forehead. It didn't have so much texture, if that makes sense. And the last thing I noticed, I think that took the longest, was the tone and the radiance. Now, tone is hard to tell on me because I self-tan a lot, but I notice it, especially the radiance, and that was probably after about a month. The only thing I wish was a lot better was the packaging. It's kind of blah. It doesn't look like luxury skincare to me. So you can get Metacine Instafacial on quite a few websites now, not just their website. So maybe it's Nordstrom's you prefer to shop at. So I've linked all the stores it's stocked at in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you've had experience with this yourself, if you have more questions, drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.